Nope.
What the heck? Why can't I do this? What is wrong with me?
Well, you know, I was going to say the numbers look different every time, but they don't. Or not the numbers, but the buttons.
It looks, I don't.
Hey, so I don't know if I need to hold this up and maybe, you know. By the way, my hair, it was not a good hair day for me. So I've just bought two new beach hats. You know, well, I say beach hats, but they're like pool hats, you know.
Uh-huh.
And because whenever I go to the pool, I can't have my hair like down because then it gets wet. So I had to pull it up on top of my head, and I saw a girl at the pool that had one of those little doohickeys that goes all the way around. And the tops,
her buns. Oh, you got one of those.
Girl, it's cute. It's cute. I should have wore it today. But it has a little bow on the back. It's adorable.
You should have worn it.
So I have that one, and then I have like a trendy kind of one, but it's got like a really big, like, what do you call that, a bill? All the way around, you know? But anyways, I was like, well, that looks silly. I can't wear that, you know, while I'm on, you know, while I'm on
I think
TV
you would have looked great.
or whatever.
I think you would have looked
screen.
great.
And I thought, what do like the anchors and stuff do with all their shirts? Like, do they just wear a different shirt? Do they get sponsors to people to get them new clothes?
On the news?
Yeah, like I just
No,
feel
they
like
probably just buy a really nice wardrobe. They probably go to like.
I know, but do you feel like they repeat their outfits? I don't feel like they do. And here I am. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wear this one for the 19th time in a row until I get my Bradley Rose boutique shirts.
Coming next week
Oh,
to a store near you.
Okay, so I didn't tell Phil that I ordered those, and he's probably watching right now. But
It's okay, Phil. They're
um,
so cute.
what did I get? I got some baseball ones.
So
There
you
was one
got-
that had
yeah.
like a little baseball.
A leopard baseball one.
It's leopard.
Yeah, it's gray. Oh, it's so cute.
Are you sure it's leopard?
Yeah,
No, I'm gonna have to look it up.
it's so cute. It's
What
one
else
of my
did I get?
favorite
I don't
ones.
even know what I got.
So you got that one, then you got one that says baseball mom or baseball mama with a heart. Then you got the retro one, and then the matching one for Parker. And I did the same thing for the boys.
Oh, perfect.
So we all can match.
Oh, that'd be so cute.
I know.
Even though we're gonna beat up to their baseball games, we're gonna be sweating. Oh my gosh.
That was bad.
Listen.
see
And
if
you
I
know,
can find
people
it.
used to make fun of me because I would always, you know, anytime I'm outside, because I'm not an outdoorsy person at all. And so anytime I have to be outside, I have to have all the things to make sure. Number one, the sun cannot touch me. Here's the thing, you know, I'm an esthetician. We need to talk about that.
We do need to talk about that.
You know, so in aesthetic school, you learn the sun is your enemy
Yeah.
for your skin. But you have to have the vitamin D to survive. So, oh, yes.
Well,
that kind of
and you,
leopard.
yeah,
That-
and you could have got this. There's this one that was.
Okay, and I was thinking leopard. I was thinking like black and
Oh
you know
no!
what I mean, like that brownie
says
color
take
and
me
all
out
that
to the
stuff.
ball game, and I
'Cause
think
I'm like,
the
wait,
other
it's
one
a
says
gray
that.
shirt, and I knew it had like some white on it. I'm like,
Yeah,
how do you-
no, that's gonna be so adorable.
Oh my gosh, I love
So
it.
cute.
So cute. So you know, I don't like the sun, and what's funny is my blood work a couple of years ago. They were like, "Ooh, you need to take some vitamin D supplement because I'm never outside. I would rather just stay inside." In fact, I shared that thing on Facebook. Did you happen to see that last night?
I did.
Drink lots of water and stay inside between 11 a.m. and November 2nd. That's my jam.
See,
That's literally my jam.
I
would
love
never
the
leave my
sun.
house if
I
didn't
love
have
the
to.
sun, but I also know that too much sun
Yeah.
can be a bad thing. But they also say that like getting outside in the morning with the first like vitamin D, it's like it wakes your body up.
So,
it starts getting everything
I'm
going.
just going to go ahead and say that I think that's how I recovered from COVID last year, you know, because I got COVID and I was pregnant at the same time. And I
Getting
didn't
out
know
in the
yet.
sun?
But I did because, you know, I had Frank.
Uh-huh.
And Frank was a puppy. And Frank had to get his morning run in because
Yep.
he was always, you know, he'd tear stuff up in the house. So every morning I would wake up, like 6 a.m. or 7, and it was like that first morning
Yeah,
sun.
that vitamin D.
I had to force myself to go outside on the back patio, and our house faces that way, whatever, east.
Don't ask me. We've had this conversation.
So our house, the front of our house faces west, so the back of it is east, so that, with the sun shining, rising. And so I would go out there and play fetch every morning, even though I felt awful with COVID. I felt like I was dying.
Well, and they say take vitamin D when you have COVID because it starts to boost your immune system.
So I kept doing that too, but getting that morning sun, But the ball games, here's the thing. You get an umbrella to protect yourself from the sun, and then, obviously it's a little bit cooler, but then it blocks any breeze.
No, it was miserable.
Literally. And that's
I could feel the sweat dripping down my back.
Well, because I'm like sitting in this lawn chair, and I've got my umbrella, and then, your family's big. And so it's like everyone started to gather, and it was like, I'm suffocating. There's no
That's
breeze.
why I was holding Lane, because I was like, Cassie's starting to get red. That means Cassie's hot.
Listen,
so I was like, give me the baby.
Too. I've never looked it up to see if it's like a scientific fact, but I saw somebody on Instagram that said that you can be allergic to the sun and you break out. And I literally will break out in hives if I'm in the sun, like direct sunlight.
I mean, I have noticed when you get warm, though, you get red. Yeah. But then I saw you do it, I saw you start to get red in the sun, so I was like,
it's hot. Well, it's hotness.
Child.
It's hotness and the sun.
Yeah.
But even at the pool, of course, I always protect my face. And that's for, because I exfoliate my face, too, for aging purposes. I want to age gracefully. But, so if you exfoliate, you really can't be in the sun, because then you're just going to do yourself more damage. So I've always got my face covered, but we were at the pool, and we took a picture, and I realized, gosh, even my arm, which I had sunscreen on, but even my arm was, super red because of the sun.
But it may be also because you're not in the sun very much. Your body just doesn't know how to, adjust to getting direct sunlight.
That's probably true,
See,
too. But
Mama loves some sun.
Until I get a pool in my backyard, you won't find me in the sun. I don't like to be outside in the summertime unless I'm wet. And I'm not going to, what am I going to do? Which I could sit in a lawn chair in my front yard and then just, let the sprinkler just,
That's what I did last summer. Me. I took my pool chair and I laid on the driveway. I was okay, let all the rays. Give me some tan because I'm pale.
It's more manageable, though, whenever you're wet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and whenever you're glistening, apparently, they always say, you get
Now, you're not
tanner.
lathering on, baby oil, are you?
No, I use sunscreen.
Oh. Well, if you're
especially on my
face. How are you
face.
supposed to get a tan?
Because
or you just want the rays?
No, I want the tan. Oh. I don't use, so I'm not outside for hours and hours. I put some protection on my face because I get, I put sunscreen on my face.
Oh, okay.
That's the highest SPF that I'll use because I get cold sores if I get burnt.
Ouch.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah.
But then I just put a little bit of 15 or 20 on the rest of me so I can still get the sun.
Yeah.
And then I'm not outside for super long.
Well, whenever I was your age, I used to go to tanning beds. I used to go to tanning beds until I realized I went to aesthetic school.
And it's bad for you.
Oh, it's
terrible for you.
In fact, I have an age spot. I probably don't need to point that out. But
I can say I've never
age spot, and I was talking to the ladies in my family about it, and I was like, I don't know, it may be cancer. I need to go check it out. And
you sound like me.
So then I went to the dermatologist, and she was like, honey, you're going to get a lot more of those with every birthday. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Oh, it just ages you so much. So I'm like, Phil, I am not going outside. I'm coated in sunscreen. And, he doesn't wear a lick of sunscreen. And so he'll go out golfing all day.
And he comes back with tan.
And then he comes back, and he looks like a red tomato.
Have you seen our children and their beautiful golden colored skin?
They are dark. Let me tell you. And Parker
Aiden looks like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Aiden's a whole other skin color.
I will say, Phil, I don't know about their dad, but Phil, I know, tans super easy.
So does their father.
Okay. See, and you and I are just pasty pale, so, But it would be nice. Yeah.
It'd be really nice to walk outside and come back inside with a golden glow. Yeah. Instead, and poor Andrew got my skin, but he's starting to slightly get, he's starting to get a little tan, but his is like that, like that golden, very light.
Yes.
Where it's
olive.
Yeah. And I'm just like, sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
You got mommy's skin.
Parker's then super dark, and then you pull their underwear down or whatever, and their butt cheek is bing.
Which, by the way, I'm counting down the minutes until your child can play with my child again, because I swear I swear to you know what, that if I have to hear Alex cry one more day, I'm going to just...
I thought this would be a week for them to really bond with their brothers.
Like, no, Alex hates it. He comes home from school and he's immediately in tears. Every day this week. So, every single day.
I don't know if this will make you feel better or worse. Probably make you feel worse. But Phil and I just had this conversation last night that this has been one of the best weeks of our entire lives with Parker.
Nope.
Because whenever he plays too much, he's overstimulated.
Yeah.
He like gets out of school, plays. He comes home, he grabs his tablet immediately without even talking to us. He like walks through the door and grabs his tablet. What's for dinner? And then like literally like he's a teenager.
Oh, see, my kids don't do that.
And then he sits on the couch. Well, he's an only child. Well, not anymore, but you know he has been an only child for all this time, and his brother's 3 months old. So almost 4 months old. But he's 3 months old, so he just comes in and acts like he's a teenager.
Yeah,
but,
no, not
and
mine.
He's got the attitude, you know. But this week, he has been like, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. No,
well, it's also probably because he's, you know, waiting to get out of trouble.
Yeah, but, okay, but we told him, we said, because he goes, when do I get my tablet back? And it's not like, when do I get my tablet, you know, like it normally
so
is.
That's Alex
and
every year
so
this week.
we go, well, you know, you've done really good, and, you know, you'll get it back, whatever. And then we're like, but it's going to be in moderation. Like, no more of this. And it's our fault. We created the beast because he was an only child for so long, and it's like, he doesn't have anybody to play with, and so we feel bad. And so then we're like, hey, we need to get work done, so here, just take your tablet.
See, they don't even use their tablets anymore.
We'll say, oh, crap, I just touched that thing. Sorry. If everyone can even hear me.
See, the problem is I still have the daycare kids, and I think that has made the impact on their attitudes.
Oh, no.
So, because before, when he was just playing with Parker and I didn't have anyone else, he was fine, he was respectful, he wasn't throwing fits, nothing. Mm-hmm. But then I started watching the daycare kids, and it's just gotten worse.
I feel like now your kids are probably competing for your attention because
Absolutely.
of the daycare kids.
Yeah.
Not only are they competing anyway because there's 3 of them, but then now you add those, and it's probably hard because they just want your, you know.
Yep. And then Alex gets home, and he's at that age, though, where this is when they want to play with friends.
Yeah.
They don't want to play with their 2 and 4-year-old brother, even though Parker and Alex play with Andrew and Aiden. Like, they don't have any problems. But every single day this week he gets home, and he's just so full of emotion. Like, he just starts crying, saying that he has no one, saying that he has no friends, saying that when is he ever going to be able to play with Parker again? It's never going to happen. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So that's what I've been dealing with every single day this week.
See, but Phil and I, with Parker, we've seen him play with toys that he's had in his room for years and has not touched. He just, like, walks in, and he goes to his room, and he grabs some toys, and then we do let him watch a couple shows, and so he'll turn a show on, and he'll just sit there quietly and play with his toys.
Alex hasn't been watching TV. He's just been walking around the house looking miserable.
Bless his heart. Hey, so I think maybe that's why he was excited about $7 City. Are you guys going?
Yeah,
okay.
I think we're going to go Monday. So is Parker coming with us?
Oh, okay. Possibly. But Parker doesn't like to, so this is why we didn't get tickets this year, because he won't ride rides.
But that was a year ago. Maybe he'll ride with Alex.
Well, we went in December, remember? Because we met up with you guys.
Yeah, but it was cold and...
I don't know. You can try all you want, but he is not a risk taker. Like, if he sees anything that might be a risk, he's like, oh, no.
I bet he'll go with Alex, because they're older, and Alex they only really ride all the kid rides.
Yeah, but...
So...
Well, but they're too big, really, for the Fireman's Landing.
Fireman's Landing, they're too big, but the other one, where the
teacups
and all that, yeah. Okay, they could go crazy on those.
He'll ride the teacups, but he won't ride that. There's a roller coaster over there, you know, where the teacups are. He will not ride that, because it's too jerky.
I bet I can get him to ride it.
You can try.
I bet I can.
Cry. And then,
he's gonna cry. Poor Parker.
And then the big, the ship.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex, whenever he went with us, I think in November.
He wanted to do.
It was in October last year that Alex went with us. And Alex was so excited to ride that big old ship, and Parker goes, nope, nope, nope. And literally all it does is go like this.
Well, it's because when you get to that top, your feet start to dangle, and all of a sudden you're like, this is where I go to die. Okay.
But yeah, he's not a risk taker. So
no,
I don't see that happening.
My kids love all the rides. Andrew, though, last year was still like iffy, but I think he's going to be good now.
Now, he's at that perfect age for the Fireman's Landing.
Yes, for the Fireman's Landing, all of those, yeah.
Lucky the dog and all that. Parker, honestly, anytime we went in the last year, he just went to Fireman's Landing to that ball pit. room.
I hate that place.
Yeah, I do too because you just sit there.
Hate it.
I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just sit
Kids
over
were
here
shooting me last time I was there.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, heck no.
I'd be picking up a ball and be like, boom. Give it right back to him.
Watch yourself.
Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. But so you guys are, I
kids.
mean, he's welcome to go, but you're going to see a lot of standing around and you're going to see a lot of, I'm not doing that.
Well, Alex, because Alex told me, he goes, Mom, Parker's going to come to Silver City with us and Miss Cassie needs to talk to you about it. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like,
well, I wasn't for sure because he was like, yeah, we're going to go to Silver City. And I'm like, oh, really? And then I thought it was with their dad.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, okay. And then he goes, no, Mimi and Papa are going. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, is your mom going? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, maybe I can talk to her. And then they came down. He came down to the house. I don't know if you knew that. Was it yesterday that he did that? Or the day before?
Had to have been Wednesday?
Probably.
I think it was Wednesday.
So the doorbell rang, and I was in our bedroom. Parker opens the door, which I got onto him, because I'm like, that could be a stranger.
Yeah, I always tell that. That's why I have the lock at the top. Can't open the door.
That's what we need to do. I told him, no. I said, no more. But anyway, so he opened it, and it's like, there's his best friend on the other side of the glass, and he's like, Alex? Alex is like,
I was like, touch the door. It's been so long. I saw you at school all day, but I just miss you so much. Forgetting these kids.
They are
well, if he goes with us, he can spend the night Sunday night, and then because we're gonna go like first thing in the morning.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So
beat the heat. Kind
yeah.
of. Okay, good.
And that way we're back.
Like I said, he's welcome to go, but I don't think you're gonna get anything out of him. Last year in the spring? I want to say Phil and I took Parker, and it was before I was pregnant, and could ride Thunderation, and so he was tall enough, and we were like, Parker, you're gonna love it. Like you're
the best ride ever.
You're gonna love it. So we got him in there, and I sat him right next to me, and I held onto his hand. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
I held onto his hand the whole time, and he was, nervous and stuff. But anyways, and I tried to throughout the ride was like, woohoo! You know what I mean? And then we land or whatever, come back, and
he started
like,
crying.
He goes, nope, get me out of here. I'm never doing that again. You guys are so mean for making me do that. Get me off this thing. I'm never coming back here again. I'm not he was and he looked like a ghost. He looked like he'd seen a ghost.
Poor
he got
Parker.
off the thing and he was pale, and he was like, and we go, are you okay? Wasn't that so fun? He's like, no.
See, Alex rode Thunderation a couple times. He doesn't smile during it, but he gets off and he says how much fun. And then the last time he rode it had to have been in the fall maybe, and I sat next to him, and then I think their dad and my dad were also with us. And during this time, I could tell that Alex seemed not himself. And then when we get done, we walk off and he starts crying. And I'm like, what's wrong? I'm like, you love this ride. And he goes, I got scared and I peed my pants.
Oh, no. Bless his heart.
I was like,
go to another water ride.
Well, we were done at that point. I was like, okay, we're just going to, that's our cue. It's time to leave.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to go Monday, and they are so excited.
Good.
They're pumped.
I mean, I would love for Parker to go again. I'm worried about him because he's just not an adventure seeker.
Well,
and
let him go. If you let him go once and see.
Plunge,
Alex hasn't done that yet.
Oh, Parker hated it.
Well, see, Alex doesn't like water.
Where you got wet. He's like,
that's not
oh, yeah,
Alex.
we got so wet. And I was like, yeah, what about the part where you went, boo? And he was like, yeah, I didn't like that. Well, and then we did the Mystic River Falls, Have you gotten on that one yet?
I don't think so.
Like the brand new one?
No.
Okay,
I never, because the ride, no, maybe I did. Was that the wooden thing?
No, what did that used to be called, guys? No, you're talking about the toboggan thing.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. It wasn't that. Not the Lost River. Was it the Lost River?
I don't know.
Okay.
I hardly have ever done the water rides.
No, it wasn't maybe it was called the Lost River. But anyways, now I'm literally blanking, and I grew up in Silver Dollar City, so that makes me mad.
So did I. I don't remember what it was.
Mystic River Falls now took that place down there in the very, very bottom of the. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But anyways, it's a lot of fun. It's like you're in the rapids,
okay.
Like the water rapids and stuff. And then they do this little doodly, and you go all the way up, and then you come down the big, But warning, you will get drenched.
Ooh.
Like I'm saying, people, it's just like 100 buckets of water over your head, and you're done. But it cools you off on a hot day, though, Well, but things get a little sticky in certain areas. It makes it hard to walk around.
It's not really my thing. It's not my thing.
But see, again, Parker, we took him on that, and he was like, I don't really like it. He liked the very end where he got wet, but he didn't like.
Well, it's a year later.
I mean,
kids change. Did he say he wanted to go?
He did, and that's what he said. He goes, "I'm older now." He's like, "Last year I was like what, like 4?" And I go,
"No,
you were 5 last year." But no,
he is almost 7.
True, but I'm telling you, he's not adventure. He doesn't like adventure. And I even asked him about the zip lines. You know, I feel like we've been in Branson 14,000 times in the last 3 weeks because of our little condo thing. So every time we go up and down the strip and stuff, we see lots of cool stuff to do. And
do you want to do the zip line?
Hey, Parker, look at that zip line. He's like, no.
But that's though, you're in like a harness and you're just free falling. You're just.
I know, but you know, I thought that there'd be like a little bit of adventure in him.
I mean, Alex, even when we went to over there by Solar City, where they have, it's like you get off the exit and instead of going right to Solar City, you go left.
Oh yeah,
right
like
there.
The hills?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they had a rock climbing wall in the fall, and we went for their little fall festival.
Yes.
And the rock climbing wall was tall. And Alex strapped on the harness and climbed all the way to the top like 4 times.
See, Parker will do that. Parker has done rock climbing before.
Yeah, and Alex is like all about it.
Like even at Urban Air, and he'll get all the way up there. So it's like he picks and chooses like what he is.
He'll grow out of it. He'll grow out of it.
I hope so, because Phil and I like to ride rides, and we like, you know, I mean, well, I wouldn't say we're adventurous by any means, but we like to ride rides and have fun, and he just, I don't know. But, and, you know, so his poor little throat had the, you know, beginning of strep throat again after he just had it. And so they go, okay, we're going to put him on stronger antibiotics. And I said, please give me a referral to an ENT. Well, we did. So I called, and they go, well, there's like a referral coordinator, and I talked to her, and she goes, well, I'm not at the doctor's office. I'm not with the doctor's office, but from what I'm told, they are booking out till December. And I'm like,
there's got to be another ENT. There's got to be another one in town.
But you have to have a referral. You can't do anything without a referral these days.
Did you go to urgent care or his doctor?
Urgent care.
So you need to go to his doctor.
Well, so somebody called me back. And then they go, hey, the doctor looked at his notes from urgent care and wants to see him not immediately, but as soon as possible.
That's good, though.
I know. So now he's getting in July 22nd.
There you go.
I know. So I'm like, let's take these bad boys out. Because even today, like he's been coughing, and then, I mean, and he's on strong antibiotics right now. But his tonsils, you can still tell, I mean, whenever he talks, you could tell, like the way he talks, you can still tell they're just swollen. But they're like that all the time. You know,
yeah, he's probably used to it by now.
Well, I know, and he's got to be just miserable, I think. So, anyways, I don't know.
Poor guy.
So we're gonna go and see what they say. So I have to be careful. I don't want them to be like, well, we can take them out, but we're not gonna cover it on insurance because we don't think that they need to be taken out. But
they need to be taken out.
Well, but the urgent care guy though, I go, hey, I said, what do you think of his tonsils? He's like, yeah, he's got really big tonsils. He goes, but some kids just go through life with really big tonsils. And he goes, I'm one of them. He goes, my mom tried to get my tonsils out when I was his age. They said no. He's like, here I am today. I'm still living, and I've got giant tonsils. And I'm like, okay, but he's got chronic problems.
That was also years ago.
Exactly.
Years ago.
But I'm like, he has strep throat nonstop, sore throats nonstop, ear infections nonstop, his nose runs nonstop. Like, let's do something about it. So,
I'm sure. Well, the fact that the ENT wanted to see him that quickly.
Yeah, I was.
And made room for him. Then he must obviously think that it's necessary to be seen.
So whenever I talked to the doctor at urgent care, I said, do you think he needs to have his tonsils out? And so the doctor leaves the room. And then Parker goes, Mom, how do they take my tonsils out? And I said, well, you have to go to the doctor, you have to go to the hospital, and they put you to sleep. And then you fall asleep. And then whenever you wake up, or I said, whenever you're asleep, they take them out. And then when you wake up, they're out, they're gone. And he was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I was like, well, you may have to.
You might have to, but you were cutting those suckers out.
Yeah, you may have to.
Aw, poor Parker. He's just getting beat up.
I know, I'm telling you. So he's, yeah. Well, but I want them to come out. I think it'll be a game changer for his health. You know, I really do. And I'm so grateful we can get in July. I was like, finally, you know.
That just means, though, like they noticed and they must realize something's not functioning right.
Well, it took until he was like 3. You know, he had a really bad tongue tie. I've got videos and stuff, but his little tongue was so tight, and that's why he had a gap between his front 2 teeth for a long time. Everyone always thought he like lost a tooth in the front. I was like, no, his teeth separated because his tongue was so connected that even whenever he stuck his tongue out, it like created the separation. I said, because I knew that was the problem with my breastfeeding when he was first born, tried to talk to my doctor about it. Oh, he's fine. And then I talked to my next doctor. He's fine. Talked to another doctor. He's fine. Finally, I went to the dentist for him to get a little checkup. And the dentist goes, holy cow, he's got one of the worst tongue ties I've ever seen. And then she was the one that gave me the referral. And I'm like, and that's how many doctors it took, you know what I mean,
Ridiculous.
to get to where I was trying to go. But anyways, and then he got his tongue clipped, and then he was great, you know. But he was having trouble talking because he couldn't put his tongue in the top of his mouth to say like L. And so it was like, you know, instead of like I love you, he would go I love you, you know, because it, you know, which, and granted, he was little. I mean, he got his tongue clipped. He got his tie clipped when he was probably 3, almost 4. But
Whew.
yeah. But it was a really quick in and out, and he wouldn't have even known that he even had it clipped because he just like came out of there like a champ. So anyway, but so I said, hey, do you remember whenever you got your tongue clipped and they had to put you down and da da da? And he was like, no, I don't remember that. You know.
Well, then you're gonna be fine. You won't remember this.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I didn't bring any games or anything today. I'm sorry. All I was gonna say though was you're making me look really bad with your American flags. I need the tall ones. Where did you get those tall ones? What, like
Lowe's.
Walmart? Lowe's. Because we are very patriotic, and we decorate, obviously her shirt, but we decorate our yards. Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, I have the cutest little Uncle Sam that goes on my front porch.
You need to come see what I bought at Hobby Lobby.
Oh, no. Did you tear it up recently and went up there? You probably paid full price. Did you pay full price?
40% off,
okay,
baby.
I was going to say, sometimes they get you.
Oh, and I got the cutest garland banner.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, for your
fireplace.
Okay. So,
yeah.
you know, you saw mine, my little felt things. But I had stored my Uncle Sam in a different place than with all my other 4th of July stuff. And so I put all my 4th of July stuff out, and then we came back home the other day, and 2 houses into our neighborhood, somebody had Uncle Sam, and I went, oh, and Phil's like, what? And I go, I forgot about Uncle Sam. So as soon as I got home, I dug him out of the garage and popped him on the front porch. But anyways, so, you know, like you, line the driveway or whatever with the little flags. But mine are little bitty flags. And then
mine are the big ones.
You pull in, and she's got like these giant ones. And I'm like, okay, that's a statement. So that's what
We're very patriotic. Also, the fact that I haven't really been decorating for like any holidays like I used to. And so every holiday from now on.
Are you going to get back into it?
Absolutely. It's time. It's game time. No more time to sit and cry and wallow in self-pity and
You're like, I'm going to cry right now.
I could go cry in the closet. Oh my gosh.
But no, you're right. It's time to get up and get back to life.
I just, after the T-ball game, I straight up was crying in the car. Right. And then I had to sit in the car and cry for more until we went into Cozumel.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I just think I just got so overwhelmed because I wasn't expecting to see his family. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen them in 7 months. Mm-hmm. I haven't talked to them, nada. Mm-hmm. And so when I saw them there and then his mom, hugged me when I was leaving, I just literally I got so overwhelmed with so many emotions. And then he was rude afterwards and all those things. And so I was just I just got so overwhelmed, and I don't even know. Did
it feel good to get it out of your system? I mean, sometimes it feels good to just be done. You know what I mean? Cry it all out and be done.
Well, the thing is, I've cried a couple times over these last few weeks. Nothing compared to December. I mean, in December, I'm pretty sure I cried every single day for a month.
You're like you ran out of tears.
Exactly, and I really feel like I ran out for the most part, and so I haven't had those moments anymore.
That's so good.
Thank the Lord, because I don't think I could handle that. But I just got so I was just taken off guard. I was talking to Jason about it yesterday, and I was just so taken off guard and overwhelmed by all those feelings and all of that, and also just knowing things, and I was just no, absolutely not. My friend Ashley was just not worth those tears.
That's right.
I was filling her in yesterday because we were messaging on Facebook, and she was like you. She was getting fired up. I was like, yep. That is my life. My life is just, my life is just one.
I mean, but again though, I feel like you're getting, every day you get stronger.
Yeah, and like I said, I have those moments where I'm just I don't want to be alone. I don't want to. But then I have moments where I'm okay, Lord, you bring him into my life whenever. You just let me know.
But you have to put in effort, though, because you can't expect someone to just follow.
Exactly, and that's why I don't know what to do.
I know.
because I'm like,
terrible.
exactly.
It sounds awful. I'm sorry.
It's not good. Like, have you seen the people out there?
I know, and that's why
it's not making me feel so good, Ron.
Well, and I didn't meet Phil until I was 25, and so I dated like from the time I got.
And I don't want to do that.
I hated it, and that's
I don't want to do that.
I met him, I was like, you are with me.
We're done.
Stay with me.
We're done. We're set. See, well, that's what I thought. I hate this. I'm sorry. Sorry, Will. Anyway, but like, that's what someone was asking me the other day. They were like, so you think you're gonna like start dating? And I'm like, I don't leave my house. And I was talking to my dad about that because at the baseball game, you know, I was just really in not a good mood. Yeah. And my dad was like, listen, he was like, I've never been so sure as I stand here today and tell you that there's going to be someone that's going to walk into your life and pretty much sweep you off your feet. He's like, I am 1,000% sure. And I was like, well, do you want to let me know like when that will be? And he was like, that's impossible to know. And I was like, well, give me like your best bet. Like, what are you thinking? Because when we first separated, my dad was like, a year. He's like, oh, you're going to meet someone in a year. Absolutely. Wow. And I was like, you feel that strongly about it? He goes, oh yeah. And I'm like, well, I don't. I was like, so I already have my cats. So like I'm one step closer. Like we're good. I've got my kitties.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and so we're good to go. But I do know that like right now is the time to focus on me for the first time ever and the boys and career choices and that kind of thing. And someone said the other day, they were like, you just pray for your future husband. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, that's depressing. I'm like, because this is like it's really
wild
not.
To think, you know, like if you're divorced and you have to pray for another husband.
And that's when my dad was like, oh, you're absolutely like, there's someone out there like, and Abby's told me the same thing. They're like, you've told me that too, but like, everyone's like, there is like some guy is going to be just absolutely in awe by you and your strength and everything you're doing, and they're not going to want to let you go. And I was like, you know, it's a very weird like place to be in when you're sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, like if that's true, there is a guy out there right now that I'm going to meet. Like he's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like that feeling. That's a weird
like,
feeling.
All I know is he better be handsome.
He better be real attractive. A little bit of Miles Teller in the stash.
He mustache.
Woo!
Be all filled in.
I'm making me a shirt that says "Talk to me, Rooster." And then I'm making another one that says, "Goodness gracious, great balls of fire." Woo!
All, don't bring a guy around that looks like Miles Teller because then I'm going to be in trouble.
I'm sorry. If I can find a guy that looks like Miles Teller, jackpot.
I'm going to have to move out of the neighborhood. I'm going to be like, okay, he's too handsome. I got to go.
Hey, listen. Listen. I just think I have like a thing for like men in uniform.
Oh,
and I think that's probably like daddy issues, you know, growing up as a military brat. Not like that, but like being a military brat, like you grow up seeing tons of people in uniform, and then you become a military spouse, and you're living on a base. Everywhere you look, there's people in uniform. And so like when I'm watching Top Gun, and I see Miles Teller and all of those guys, and I'm just like, yeah, I definitely have a problem.
You're like, this is where I need to be.
We have a problem. Where's the nearest?
Whenever you do online dating, that's what your handle needs to be, like looking for a man in uniform or something like that.
If you look like Miles Teller, hit me up.
A man in uniform with a mustache and a six-pack.
And that's a plus. If you go to the gym, we're making progress. That's all I want to say. Oh, yeah.
So, Great Balls of Fire, did you know that he actually played the piano?
Yes.
So,
have you not seen his TikToks of him playing the piano and the guitar?
No, I'm not a TikToker. I need to get on there. I don't think he's on Instagram, though, but see, I'm on Instagram. I follow his wife on Instagram.
She's also on TikTok, and she posts videos of him, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Like, well, so he's got that. He's got that other show on that. He's got that other show on Netflix, Spiderhead, I think.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's called Spiderhead. But I've heard it's kind of odd, so I'm kind of nervous to watch it. But it's got him in it, and I'm like, well.
I know, but I've been watching, like, the videos of, like, them interviewing him about Top Gun and, like, their training. And then it will, like, show a clip of him. There's a clip of them, like, they weren't filming, but they were in uniform. And he was, like, dancing. And I was just like.
I was gonna say you need to share these with me, but no,
I was
you're
just
gonna get me in trouble.
I was just like,
I feel bad talking about
okay,
this.
okay. Well, Miles Teller's
I know,
married, and
obviously.
he's like what? He's got to be 20-something. I don't know.
Are you saying I can't be a cougar?
No. Are you saying I can't be a cougar? Remember when we said that you were going to get arrested? You were going to get arrested for stalking Miles. I love you. Miles.
I will, and I have no problem being a cougar if I have to go after someone that's in their 20s.
She says he plays 4 instruments. He just got.
Oh, so he must play the drums because he was in that Whiplash movie.
And then he's obviously Footloose and he can dance. Hello.
Footloose?
He was in Footloose.
I had no idea. Wow. I gotta look this up now. Now you're gonna make me go down a rabbit hole.
He was in you've never seen the newer Footloose?
No, I didn't know that was
Oh my gosh.
When did that come out?
Yeah, I was like in middle school.
Oh. In middle school? Oh, that wasn't that long ago. When I was in middle school,
we're throwing shade.
So now I'm gonna have to go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I mean he's young in Footloose.
Well,
he's
he
young.
is quite a bit. I don't feel like he's that much younger than me though.
I don't know. He's yummy.
He's got to be 30. I'm gonna look it up now.
He is yummy.
What was I gonna do? Oh,
Miles Teller.
How old is Miles Teller? I saw a text from Phil, and I got distracted. How old is Miles Teller?
28? 35?
There you go. Don't talk to me about being a cougar. He's a year younger than me. Come on. I knew he had to be because that's when I fell in love with him. Whenever I was in my 20s, because he was in all the stuff.
35. See, okay, I could go for a 35-year-old.
That's a little too old for you. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I've got 3 kids.
I mean, yeah, but still. I mean, I don't know.
35's only 10 years older.
Actually, though, men take a while to mature.
Exactly.
So that's
my dad's 7 years older than my mom.
Okay, there you go. See, that's 11 though. 35. I mean,
well, what if you turn 35 this year? Then it's only 10.
Okay.
Well, because I'll be 25.
Okay, that's true. You're getting so old.
I just feel like an old. I mean, listen. Like biologically, yes, I'm about to be 25, but like mentally,
I know.
I'm like a 40-year-old.
So I told my friend, about dinner tonight, and so she and I said, had been best friends since we were 10. So my friend, her name's Katie, and I said, hey, my friend Katie is really cool. Megan, you're gonna like her. We've been best friends since we were 10.
Which I met her at your baby shower, right?
Yeah. And then I said, we've been best friends for 26 years. And I'm like, that's longer than you've been alive. And I'm like, when you say it like that, I texted my friend and I said, we sound like a bunch of old grannies compared to Megan. And she goes, how is Megan only 24? And I go, I think either she has an old soul or I have a young soul. And I think it's maybe because I have a young soul.
Or maybe it's like a mix. Maybe it's like I have an old soul, you the young soul, and they just meet somehow.
There you go.
In the middle.
Yeah.
Well, my mom's friend Jenny is 10 years older than her, and they're besties.
Look at that. See? It can happen.
It's also because I'm just so mature and just like so wise beyond my years.
And obviously we connect in a different way, but we're in the same stage of life with little kitties, I always say little kitties, and Parker's like, kittens? Like little kittens?
Are we getting kittens, Mom? No.
Kitties.
The boys want a dog. They want a dog.
Dogs are so fun. I love
I
Frank.
know. Well, and
Frank's really growing on me.
I told Alex, I said, if you can keep the house clean for 21 days, we can get a dog.
So that's
then all of a sudden now he's changed it to, so if I just keep the playroom clean for 20 days? I said, no, the house. That means don't leave your crap in my living room.
Really fast, we got to wrap it up. Really fast though, allowance is going pretty well for us. And so that's part of his allowance.
I need to start that.
He has to feed Frank. He doesn't water Frank because his bowl, and I'm like, I don't want the water all over the place.
Yeah, I feel
But he has to let him out. He has to play with him. Now the playing part, he doesn't play as much as we want him to, but he has been this week.
Well, Frank's also a little bit of a spaz.
He is, but that's why you got to play with him to get it to run his energy.
See,
off.
Alex feeds the cats. He's been doing that since we got them.
Good.
But if Andrew or Aiden even try to fill up their bowls, Alex cries. And he starts to say that that's his chore. Oh, no. It's his chore. That's what he does.
So you just need to divert the other boys to something, a different kind of chore or something.
Yeah. I'm like, Alex, it's just cat food. Like, it's okay.
Kids, they just get so...
I know. He was just...
They get something in their mind.
It was also like 8:45 at night when that happened the other night. And he was just like... He got so overwhelmed because Andrew and Aiden both wanted to help. And he was like... Because he said, oh, Mom, I got it. Because he will do it all on his own. He walks over every morning, takes a glance at the bowls, and then walks away. And so sometimes he'll be like, oh, Mom, they're out of food. I got to fill it up. Or he'll just fill it up on his own. But the other night he was like, oh, Mom, I got to put some food in here. And Andrew runs over, opens up the thing. And Alex is like, stop, Andrew. Like, that's my chore. Then Aiden's like, I want to fill it up too. And Alex is just like, he's looking at me. He's like, Mom, this is my chore. And I was just like, I quit. I was like, you guys are going to fight over cat food. Like,
but, you know, it's
I'm out. I'm bouncing.
I know. It's just so important.
I'm like, no, dude. Mama's done. Peace out. Peace out.
It is hard. But, so do you have your daycare kid today?
Ashley said her best friend's in her late 30s.
Look at that.
Ashley's 27. 27.
See?
So.
When you connect, you connect. I mean, what can we say?
We're like soul sisters.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And our kids are brothers in Christ.
Yes. So I guess technically we're sisters in Christ.
There you go, yeah.
I love when we walked into VBS one night, they were talking and someone opened the door and they were like, we're brothers in Christ. I was like, okay.
They take it so seriously.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they don't call each other friends anymore. They call each other brothers.
That's so cute.
Like Alex is always Alex is always like, Parker's my brother. And then he says someone else is his friend and I'm like, well, Parker's your friend. Parker's my brother. I'm like, okay. Sorry.
My bad.
Like, take it down a notch, bro. I was just asking a question. You don't have to freak out.
Well, are we going to have a good weekend? I haven't even looked at the weather. And
it's going to be hotter than...
Well, I'm going to be at the pool is where I'm going to be. I know. And...
Take me with you.
Oh, and we've got my barbecue tonight.
Yes.
I keep forgetting. Goodness. Okay.
What time is that?
I haven't talked to her yet, but 5:30,
Okay. I have to bring... The boys are having their first overnight. And I need some vodka or something.
You're like, I gotta wash away my hands.
But I have to bring them over there around like 3:30.
And it'll be okay. I think it'll be fine. Once you see that it goes your first overnight, I think after this, then you'll be good to go.
My biggest thing is Andrew. I just don't know how Andrew's gonna.
Yeah.
His dad's never had to put him to sleep.
Maybe he'll sleep train him. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Look at me. I look like I'm a...
The thing is, though, is if Andrew starts to cry, then the other two are going to wake up, and it's going to be chaos.
Well,
which part of me is like...
Have fun! And in the meantime, are you going to have a good, solid night's sleep?
Let's find out. I'm getting a massage in the morning.
You are?
45-minuter.
Wow.
It was supposed to be 60, but on Instagram, Grove Spa popped up and was like, we have slots for an hour massage Saturday morning. So I called. It was like 30 minutes later, and they're like... We're so sorry, those slots filled up so fast. And they were like, well, we have a 1:30 for a 60-minute. And I'm like, I have to get my kids. I'm getting them at like lunchtime. Oh. So I'm like, I have to get my kids. And they're like, oh, we have 45 minutes at 10:30. And I was like, you can sign me up for that one.
Sold.
Awesome. So, yeah.
Good for you.
Mom's going to get a little massage.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous because I've told Phil for a while that I would love to have a massage.
I think I'm going to go and go to Target after I drop the boys off with their dad and just walk around Target.
See? You can do it.
You know?
Just distract yourself. That's what you need is distraction. For sure. All right, we seriously got to go.
Yeah.
Guys, have a good weekend. Signing off.
Stay cool. It's
yes.
going to be.
Stay in the water.
I said share screen. Why can't I remember this lately?
Yeah, share.